The storm over Virelonai raged like a wounded titan, lightning raking across the atmosphere in metallic blue flashes. From orbit, the planet looked serene, a turquoise gem suspended in void. But on the surface, chaos had taken root. The ground quaked, the jungles screamed, and the air carried the metallic scent of collapsing ecosystems. And through that ruin staggered Evan Hale, his exosuit sparking from the last blast that had nearly dropped him. Mud clung to the boots of his armor, sensors flickered unstable readings, and his breathing came heavy, ragged, insistent. But he pushed forward, because she was waiting, because she would die without him. Evan stepped into the clearing where the bioluminescent fungi glowed gently, casting cool, white shards of light upward. And there she was, the alien queen. Her name in the human tongue was difficult to speak, a lattice of ultraviolet tones, but Susan, xenolinguist, diplomat, and the only human who could speak with her kind, had once translated it for him, Lyriel. She looked nothing like the nightmarish sketches circulated across human fleet briefings. No grotesque claws, no devouring maw. Instead, Lyriel appeared as an elegant fusion of biosteel and living crystal. Tall, slender, iridescent wings folded in agony, and eyes like spirals of nebulae, dimmed now with suffering. A jagged wound cleaved across her side, glowing faintly with leaking biolumens. She raised her head when Evan entered the clearing. Her voice, normally resonant like a choir of chimes, was reduced to a soft, cracking whisper. "You mustn't touch me, human." Evan froze. He'd heard that before, an ancient warning recorded in First Contact archives. Her species, the Aelithari, possessed volatile biocores that could detonate catastrophically when destabilized. She was dying, and a single wrong touch could level the entire region. But Evan didn't retreat. He stepped toward her slowly, hands open, eyes steady. "I know," he said gently, "but I'm not here to hurt you." Her gaze sharpened. "Then why defy my command? Your kind already betrayed the oath of peace." Evan clenched his jaw. That betrayal wasn't his. It was his commander. A covert mission, and a greed for biocores, the powerful energy source her people carried in their bodies, and it was his partner, Susan, who had tried to stop it. The memory stabbed him like glass. He had watched, horrified, as Susan stood between their team and the Aelithari delegation, her voice shaking but determined. "You can't do this." The Queen came in peace. But orders overrode compassion. Shots were fired. The world burned. And in the chaos, Lyriel fled, wounded, hunted. Susan didn't survive trying to protect her. Evan swallowed hard and stepped closer. "My people betrayed you," he said. "But I didn't. Susan didn't." At the name, Lyriel's wings trembled. "Susan." The Queen's voice softened, resonant with grief. The small one with fire in her eyes and gentleness in her words. "That's her," Evan whispered. "She protected me. She shielded me from your soldiers' fire." "And paid with her life," Evan said, his voice thick. The Queen lowered her head. "I never wished for her death. Humans did not understand what we offered." "What you offered?" he asked quietly. Lyriel held his gaze. In her dimming eyes, he saw regret. "Unity, knowledge, a future shared, your kind and mine." She coughed, light leaking from her wound like liquid starlight. "But your commander sought only power." Evan knelt beside her, not touching, simply waiting. "What do you need?" he asked. The Queen hesitated. "Why do you care for the fate of an alien monarch?" "Because Susan cared," he said simply, "and because I saw what betrayal did to you. I won't let her sacrifice be meaningless." For a long moment, Lyriel stared into him, searching for deceit. Humans were skilled liars. She had learned this lesson painfully. But Evan's eyes carried only truth, anchored by grief. Finally, she spoke. My biocore is unstable. If it ruptures, this forest, this entire valley, will be reduced to ash. I can help stabilize it, Evan said. Susan told me about your species' resonance glands. If I match it with a frequency dampener in my suit, you could die, Lyriel warned. Your nervous system will tear apart. Evan let out a shaky breath. Then I die, but you don't. That's enough. For the first time, Lyriel looked genuinely startled. No human has ever placed another species' life above their own. Humans have, he corrected. You just met the wrong ones. Silence hung between them like fragile glass. Then Lyriel nodded faintly. Very well, but you must not touch my wound. Place your hand above the core, 1 palm's distance only. Evan activated his suit's internal calibrator, the display flickering with warning symbols. Danger to operator. Bioluminal overload. Neural burn risk. He ignored them. Slowly, carefully. He lifted his hand to hover above the Queen's wound. A surge of heat blasted through the air, shimmering like molten air. Evan gritted his teeth. Start! Resonance! He forced out. Lyriel closed her eyes. Her body began emitting faint harmonic tones, like a crystal choir singing to the stars. Evan matched the frequencies manually, his suit straining, sparks scattering from the joints. The ground vibrated. The air thickened. Light flared around them. His vision blurred as neural feedback slammed through him. Blood dripped from his nose. His fingertips went numb. The suit's warnings screamed louder, but he didn't stop. Susan wouldn't have. And in his mind, he heard her soft voice echo, Be better than them, Evan. The resonance reached its peak, a violent crescendo of sound and energy. Then, a final pulse surged outward, blasting the clearing with a wave of cool blue stability. Silence fell. Evan collapsed onto one knee, chest heaving. His suit powered down entirely, lights extinguishing. The Queen breathed, steady, strong, healed. She rose gracefully, the glow of her wings returning, brighter than before. When she looked at him, her expression held something new. Respect. And a hint of sorrow. You have saved me, she whispered, and in doing so, saved your world from my death. Evan managed a weak smile. I owed Susan that much. The Queen stepped toward him, kneeling so her cosmic eyes aligned with his weary ones. I cannot bring her back, but her memory will ignite a new covenant between our species. One built not on fear, but on the courage she and you have shown. Evan exhaled, relief cracking through him like sunlight. What happens now? He asked. Lyriel extended a hand, not touching but offering. Now, human, we rebuild what betrayal tried to destroy. Together. And for the first time since Susan's death, hope flickered alive in Evan's chest.